Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are stepping away from the two Hawkeyes just for today. As you guys know, I have been building my VA-STI to break 1,000 Mustang, and in doing so we've ran into a million different issues, but hopefully today will solve most of it. There are now two things that are holding us back from achieving the 1,000 Mustang goal that I have. For starters, one is the fuel system. The fuel system I have in this car is not capable of the 1,000 Mustang that we are trying to shoot for. Now, I have been slacking tremendously on getting parts like that ordered, mainly because I'm kind of like sick of spending money on this car. It has sucked up every dollar I have, and I'm really trying to focus on these two Hawkeyes to get those builds complete. But as of 2 minutes ago, before picking up the camera, I just placed my order for the new fuel system. Now I am going with a full -10 feed and a -10 return. I got a new fuel pressure regulator, and I have 525 fuel pumps ordered as well. Currently in the car, I have a -6 fuel system with two 450s, which is not big enough to where we need to be. The only thing that I don't have to change fuel system wise is my injectors. I have ID 2600s. Now another thing that is really holding us back is this damn turbo. But if you guys have watched the Dyno Day videos, you guys know that we kept running into issues with this turbo. If you guys can see, the turbine wheel is anodized or somehow coated red. That does not come stock. So unfortunately, I did buy this turbo secondhand. The dude only used it a couple hits on the dyno and then changed out. I'm assuming he had to change it out because he was having the same issue I was having, that it was not building more than 40 pounds of boost, which obviously with our power goal, we're gonna need to go quite a bit higher than that. So instead of just sending out the turbo and getting it repaired, whatever the damage was, I went ahead and bought a new one. But in this box, we have a nice brand new next gen precision 8085, which will give us everything we need. Now the turbo on the car is a 6785 precision turbo 42R, so it is still a very big turbo. It would have made the power we wanted, but since it was not working for me, I decided to overkill on the turbo. Now I do have other plans with this turbo, so I will be sending it out to get repaired and fix whatever the damage is. I'm assuming that the wheel is unbalanced incorrectly from when they took the turbine apart to anodize the wheel. I think the plan for that turbo is it will be going on to my Honda. Either that will happen or I will get power crazy, which I see more than likely happening on one of the Hawkeyes, and I'll end up throwing this turbo on one of the Hawkeyes to make another 1,000 wheel. Originally, I was just going to send the car back to Ranch Built, have a whole new kit made, do a lot of other stuff as well. But me, I'm not really patient and I don't like waiting, so there's another solution. As I'm waiting to head over to Josh's shop, I decided to run back to my house shop and grab my old Subaru parts. I forget how many Subaru motor parts I still have. This is only 2 out of the 4 boxes I brought over. But this block here is the built block I will be using in high car. If you guys can see, manly pistons, manly H-beam rods, but unfortunately I messed up these case halves and they're no longer good. I drilled them out for 1/2-inch head studs myself, and I used too big of a drill bit and it just pulled all the threads. So unfortunately I do have to disassemble that block, but I have a case half here and I think that set of case halves are good as well. But I was going to buy 2 new OEM cranks, but I have 4 of them sitting here. One of them with the spun bearing I doubt is good, but I know this crank is good, and I know for a fact that this crank is good. This block is 100% ready to use, besides the fact that the block head stud bolts are stripped out. I could go ahead and time cert them and still use 1/2-inch head studs, but for these build purposes, stock size will do. I won't be disassembling this block in today's video. At least I don't think. I still have to wait for bearings and new rings to come in before I can start measuring out the blocks and getting them assembled. And then when I have new bearings come in, I can do all the measurements on these case halves. Make sure everything is good, make sure the case halves and crank are good first. But if so, that will save me quite a bit of money. I know OEM cranks, I think they're like $500 a piece. So it saves me $1,000. Saves me, I don't know how much rods and pistons are, but 1,700 bucks for both of them, I'm sure sounds about right. So I have enough parts to save me a little bit of money. Spokane's weather is so annoying. Now it is hailing like crazy. And in the last few days, we've just been getting dumped with snow as well. But we are now heading out to Josh's shop to show you guys the new kit. Well guys, we have made it back to the shop with our brand new turbo kit. I have it placed on the floor right now, my brand new Precision 8085 ETS 5-inch intercooler, custom fabbed obviously. The whole turbo kit is custom made. ETS modified headers, V2 headers, the whole shebang. There is now no reason why my car should not do over 1,000 Mustang. I am really excited to show you guys this kit on the car. One, I think you guys will love it. I myself know I'm going to love it. But also, this turbo kit is testing turbo kit. It is not out to the public yet. But to my knowledge, Ranch Built we're working together. I shouldn't say we, Josh, Baderbuilt Racing and Ranch Built are working together to hopefully make this like an off-the-shelf kit for you guys. The only real rotated kit you can buy is an ETS kit, but then you're maxed out with a 6870. With this kit, for all the fast boys out there, you can buy this kit online and bolt on your turbo and make all of the power in the world. So I am very excited to show you guys this kit on the car, how it looks, how it performs, how it sounds. So I'm very, very excited to show you guys the process with this. The fuel system, like I mentioned, is on order. It should be here in 3 days max. This car still needs to go to Ranch Built, and I'll show you guys why. The turbo now will be sitting in this position, which means it will be in the way of the ABS. So that needs to get relocated and tucked away, so that will clean up the engine bay. That was one of the things I was telling you guys about that would clean up my engine bay quite a bit, is getting rid of that ABS. I shouldn't say getting rid. It will still be there, just not visible. But then the turbo will be sitting right there. So it is like a rotated turbo kit, but it's obviously custom and will fit very, very large turbos as it's going to fit this 8085. But I'm gonna try to figure out a way if I can get it to fit with the ABS there, because I think it'd be a funny shot having this big turbo and then a turbo sitting right next to it, having one of the first 15 plus STI twin turbos. And here we have it, guys, one of the world's first 15 plus STIs that are twin turboed. So this is a rough idea of how the turbo placement will be in there. Obviously it's not fitted well. I forgot, I do not have my exhaust housing on the turbo, so it is just sitting on the up pipe. But you guys can get an idea of how that looks. As you guys know, I have always wanted the headlight turbo kit where the turbo sits in the headlight. But when I'm at meets and stuff like that, when I have the engine bay popped, even though this is a very, very big turbo, it doesn't look like a big turbo. But if you guys pop the hood and see, it is just ginormous. So it is really a looks thing for me at this point of how I want my engine bay to look. And I think this is just far superior. So unfortunately, I will be getting rid of the fender exit because now I will be utilizing a full exhaust. But one of the very, very, very nice things about this kit is this right here. So we are utilizing a 60 mil wastegate which when it hits a certain boost pressure will open up the wastegate dump and it'll act like it is a downpipe dump. So you could have a very quiet exhaustless car. It would sound like stockish, and then once you get past like 24 pounds of boost, it opens up and it just screams. So this kit is very nice if you are daily driving it, which I might want to do with this car. I did build this for track use only, but I've had so much fun driving this car recently put back together that it might be nice to have just a nice street drivable car that isn't just shooting out of the fender. I do apologize, this video is kind of short. Today was somewhat of an off day. It is Monday. Don't know if that has any play into it, but I at least wanted to bring you guys along, picking up the new turbo kit and showing you guys what a rough fit would look like. Well, with that being said, I think that will finish off today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.